Sous Lieutenant Etienne Rousseau. I heard my name shouted from across the airfield. It was the Escadrille 48 Commander, Alphonse Bambont. You will be flying today with Sergeant Maurice. Welcome to the front. He handed me the flight plan for the day. Sergeant Maurice and I were to take off here soon and patrol along the Meuse River. Enemy air resistance is expected to be light today, so we will push into the German side of the lines. This would be my first time flying the new Newport 17 over the front. I have only flown one for a few hours far behind the lines near Paris. It is in fact a magnificent machine, nimble and fast thanks to its small size and powerful Rhone engine. More than a match for the Fokker Scourge that has plagued the Entente earlier in the year, and easily capable of facing down anything else the Boche have put up. The new Newport is a beautiful aircraft, much more elegant than the crude Marine monoplane I was flying before being transferred into this area. I have yet to fly in combat, and my last flight in the Marine should have been my last due to a nasty crash landing. Thankfully, I recovered though. I slid into the cramped cockpit of my new machine and examined it. She was factory new, and the ground crew finished loading the Vickers machine gun with its 400-round belt. I looked at my watch. It was time. I glanced over at Maurice and gave him a thumbs up. The ground crew yelled contact, and the 9-cylinder Rhone engine ignited. The two biplanes commenced their takeoff and took off to the skies, leaving Les Mis and heading to the scorched earth of Verdun. Hello everybody, Wolfpack here, and welcome to IL-2 Flying Circus as we start a brand new career flying over the Verdun sector in 1916. Our pilot, Sous Lieutenant Etienne here, is leading a flight today in his Newport 17. We have our wingman back there as well, and we will be patrolling near Verdun itself. We just took off from our home airfield of Les Mis, which is just in front of us here, somewhere. I actually believe it is off to our left. That's it right there. And that's our home airfield. And we are turning to the east to head towards the front lines now, slowly working our way around our home airfield, climbing up to our designated altitude of 2,000 meters. If we take a look at the map, we can see our flight plan for today, coming around and then heading east, patrolling near Saint Remy up to the Meuse, essentially, and then back again. We've already done a pretty good job climbing here. It looks like we are at 1 kilometer, 1,000 meters there. Our altimeter is right here to the right. And let's adjust our course a little bit, make sure we are lined up, heading east. There we go. Perfect. Our compass is down there by our right knee. My wingman is doing a good job at keeping up. It is just the two of us heading out today for a nice patrol. Now, as I said previously, we are in the Newport 17, which is quite a capable aircraft. It is September 1916, and the Newport 17 is relatively new to the front and has effectively secured the Entente air superiority over the skies. Now, of course, it's probably inevitable that air superiority will swing back over to the Germans, but for now, we are going to live it up. The Newport 17 is quite a capable aircraft, very maneuverable, good climb rate, and also has a very interesting feature for Entente aircraft at this point in the war, and that is a Vickers machine gun that fires through the propeller. That's right, this aircraft does have the synchronization gear, which will be invaluable for pursuing targets and will make aiming a little bit easier. We have 400 rounds of ammunition in that machine gun. Armament's a little light, but armament is pretty light for most aircraft at this point in the war. Later on, 2 machine guns will become the norm. Looking at the cockpit, we can see our throttle and our mixture is off to the left. To actually throttle up, we pull it towards us. And then above that, we have our airspeed indicator. To the right, altimeter, a clock, and then RPM. So pretty bare bones, but still a nice cockpit, all things considered. Visibility is pretty darn good as well, I must say. Today we have a good amount of clouds up, so we'll have to watch that. We will be patrolling below the clouds, it looks like, considering our altitude is 1,200 meters now, still climbing up. Make sure we're still heading east as well, indeed. It is very windy today, and turbulence is, yeah, kind of heavy, so it'll be interesting to play around with. And I can already see no man's land over there, off in the distance, off to our 9 o'clock. That is actually Verdun. Can kind of make out the fort, which is in fact modeled in Flying Circus. Oh, that's pretty darn cool to see. And yeah, that is no man's land out there. Can kind of see the pop mark terrain. I'm not seeing a whole lot of activity down there. No anti-aircraft fire or anything over on our side of the lines. It seems relatively quiet. Now, our flight plan today is taking us into German lines, which is going to be very interesting. I'm sure we will be taking some anti-aircraft fire as we patrol here. That being said, if we do come across any observation balloons, we will absolutely try to take those out, or at least suppress them for the time being. It looks like here, once we pass the river, the Meuse here, we need to change our course and head 102 to fly over St. Remy, which should be probably right about now. We're about to pass the Meuse, right down there. Well, we are going to continue our climb. I do want to be at altitude by the time we reach the mud. We are about to cross into no man's land now. You can see all the trenches down there and the occasional artillery fire as well. No anti-aircraft fire. There's some tracer rounds down there. So some fighting. Well, good thing we are way up here and not down there. We are maintaining our course. Once we pass no man's land, we are going to hook a left and really just patrol along the edge here. Not seeing anything out there. There's a bunch of lakes over there. That's going to be a good landmark to keep track of. Lots of little lakes, I suppose. And see how thick no man's land is in this particular area, though. Oh, look at that. 4 aircraft down there. Let's investigate. Since they're not being shot at, I'm going to assume they are friendly. As they are just patrolling right along our lines here. Yeah, flight of 4. Just patrolling our lines. I can't make them out. They do look tan. I guess now's a good time to mention that I am flying this campaign with Pat Wilson's campaign generator, which does have some very dynamic missions, especially for these World War I aircraft, and I figured that would be fun to play with. We will show off more of Pat Wilson's campaign generator as the campaign continues. That being said, this is a Dead is Dead series, like most of my series, so if I do end up dying, that will be the end of the series. And despite the fact that the French do have air superiority at this time, it is still a very dangerous work environment, I would say. Our wingman's lagging behind. I may want to slow down for him here soon. Okay, those are definitely pushers. So the aircraft, the propeller is in the back of the aircraft, propelling them forward. We're going to close in. I want to see if I can make out their roundels from way up here. They are passing below us. And I lost sight of them. There they are. Hello. And yep, they are French. Those are French aircraft down there. All right. Hello, friends. Well, glad we identified them. Let's continue to push out towards the German side of the lines. We are on the German side of the lines. I just saw tracer fire going up there. Oh, the German positions are shooting at those pushers back there. They are firing back. I don't believe they're firing at aircraft. I think there might be an aircraft down there. All right, let's go. At first, I thought they were shooting at ground positions. Where are they? I lost sight of them. They were somewhere over here, though. I think there's an aircraft on the deck. Okay, I see the flight of French aircraft in front of Verdun. And I am looking for this lone aircraft. I think I see it. I think it's passing into our side of the lines. I'm wondering if those French pushers are going to move to engage. Okay, I got something. Single lone flying aircraft passing in front of the forest right there. They're probably going to try to do some reconnaissance. Well, we can't let that happen. I'm surprised they are flying so low. I wonder what they're up to. And I lost them in the forest. They are on this course, though. Just heading west. Shoot, I lost them, but we are gaining on them quickly. Check around us. Nothing else is around, just this one guy. Okay, we are in the right area. This guy should be somewhere around here, trying to keep my aircraft stable, of course. This aircraft does not have trim of any sort. It's possible this plane changed course. Oh, wait, there it is. Okay, movement. It did change course. Okay, we are going to lose all of our altitude engaging this guy, but so be it. Make sure one's in the chamber, ready to go. Can't make out. Are those black crosses on it? It is heading towards the Muse now. Okay, let's start diving down. Of course, we do have a rotary engine. A 9-cylinder Leron rotary engine. And these engines have a tendency to overspeed. There's no real efficient way to slow them down. I'm using a blip switch, which is cutting ignition. And maintaining our RPM, making sure it does not go haywire here. Diving on this contact. Now, if we hold the blip switch down for too long, there's a possibility our engine will flood. That's something to keep in mind. That is German. All right, here we go. Keep occasionally hitting that blip switch. Yep, German 2-seater. Not sure what kind at the moment, so they definitely have a rear gunner. Okay, we're good. Alright, maintain this dive. Okay, RPM's good. Line them up. Hopefully we can do one pass nice and fast. Okay, we are being fired upon. Not surprising. Let's wiggle around. Oh boy. He is not happy. Okay. Think fire. Okay, ripping them up. Rear gunner still shooting at us. Guns jammed. Clear it. Of course, our Vickers gun jams immediately. Okay, we're going to wiggle around, try to avoid being shot at. Rear gunners are very dangerous. And these aircraft are significantly sturdier than you would think. I mean, they are fabric and just wooden spars for the most part. The vulnerable areas are the pilot and the engine. So meat or metal is what we want to hit. Okay, I need to break off. I've been hit. Look at all that anti-aircraft. There's something else over here. All right, we're going to pull up. Guns jammed. My goodness. Bad luck. Okay, here we go. He's flying above us. Probably trying to get that rear gunner back into arc. Should be nice and low though. Gonna be pretty hard to hit. Let's pop up. In the sun. There we go. Multiple hits. Look at that wing getting shredded. Okay. Gun jammed again. We only have 400 rounds of ammunition. German aircraft is streaming fuel, dropping down below us. They are fighting for their life at this point. Let's try to bring them down. Okay, they hit me again. Do not appreciate that. Ripping into them. Rear gunner is still alive somehow. Okay, break off, too close. It looks like we hit him in the engine. I'm starting to see black smoke. Let's stay out of the way from the front of them as well. This looks like a DFW. Two-seater, of course. Wingman made a pass on him. So this aircraft will go down, but let's bring it down now. My aim. Okay, gun jammed again. Gun is jamming frequently today. Also, I want to investigate what all that flak is over there. Aircraft high. Way up there. I'm not sure I'm going to have enough ammo. This guy's eating it up. Mostly because that rear gunner is scary. A few more hits. Out of ammo. Out of ammo, okay. That's 400 rounds of ammunition. Hopefully my wingman can bring them down. We do, of course, have... Oh, maybe I don't have a sidearm at the moment. Alright. Bring them down. This aircraft is streaming fuel. It is having engine trouble. The engine is coughing over there. So I do think they are almost certainly going to go down. Let's maneuver under them. Hello. Oh, man. Only 400 rounds. That is not a lot. I should have been much more precise. Okay, well... I don't like what he's doing now. Thankfully, we are quite maneuverable and just... Excuse you. Wingman's doing good. Come on, tear him up. We can drag this guy over towards our airfield, I suppose. We are right over Verdun. I mean, looking at his wing, he is just torn to shreds. Looks like the engine's starting to cough quite a bit more. We're going to continue just to harass this guy. Let's also increase mixture. Start putting distance between us. My wingman's closing in. He's shooting at him. Come on, buddy. Getting some hits. Tear him up. Ground fire shooting at him now as well. I'm hoping my wingman will actually be able to get a kill here. That would be fantastic. Well, unfortunately, I don't think we're shooting this guy down. His engine's coughing. He's going to have a hard time making it home. I do think his rear gunner's out of ammunition as well. We are no longer being shot at. And look at that engine. It is just sputtering all over the place, but my wingman, I believe, is in fact out of ammunition at this point. And that aircraft is just torn to ribbons, but still putting up a very stubborn fight. Oh, wingman still has ammo. He's shooting. I don't think he's hitting very much. I'm surprised this aircraft's engine is still continuing to run. We are quite lucky. Wingman came back in. Alright, I think it's time to head back home. We are over the Muse. We are going to head back to our side of the lines. I don't think this guy's going to pursue us. He's just trying to get out of here, it looks like. Well, we'll live and let live at this point. And let's get out of here. We are flying directly over Verdun now, and we can take a good look at the fort there. Very cool to see that. And we are just following the Muse for a little bit here before turning and heading back to Les Mis here. We're kind of heading south, and then we will just cut to the west. I suppose I could climb up, but I'm going to maintain this altitude a little bit. It looks like once we hit that town right off the nose, we need to turn west. My wingman, I'm not sure where he ran off to. I think he's still fighting with that DFW, but we are going to head home. I ordered him to come back home, and it doesn't look like he's doing it. I think I might actually see him way out there, but I'm sure he is doing just fine. I found our airfield. It's right off the nose here, just in front of that river there. I can already see the windsock, but we are going to do a flyby just to check it and make sure we are landing in the correct direction. And of course, landing in these aircraft is one of the most dangerous parts, so it should be very interesting to see. My experience in the Newport 17 is limited. Here it is, home sweet home. I can see the windsock a-blowing there. And we need to land from the town. Okay, and start hitting the blip switch. I do want to slow down. Of course, the torque of the rotary engine does make this a little tricky as well. Although it's not too bad, actually, in the Newport, I found. Okay, folks, I've lined up. We are coming in for our landing now. Flying directly into the wind here. Probably need to give it a little bit more throttle. And do not want to stall out of the sky, if at all possible. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Okay, hit the blip switch a little bit. Here we go. About to touch down. Did we hit the ground? Oh, we sure did, I think. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Okay. Nice and easy. Okay, we're down. Pull up. Dig that skid into the ground. And we are down. Shockingly, in one piece. Well, there we have it. There we have it. A relatively successful landing. That was a successful landing. I will take that. Almost stalled out of the sky and killed ourselves, but hey. Well, folks, here we are in Pat Wilson's campaign generator. And despite the relatively crude user interface, it is a very powerful program and certainly does some interesting things. Here on the chalkboard, we can see all of the pilots in our squadron. Here is me, Etienne Rasul. He has flown 0 missions, but that is about to change. We are going to issue a combat report after that sortie, and we will be able to see all that happened. So this was our objective. Let's continue with claims. I did not shoot down anything, but if we did shoot down that DFW, I could report it here. We are not going to claim anything though, because we did not see it go down. Although, I would not be surprised if it did end up going down. Let's submit the report. And here we can start the debrief. I want to see maximum information. Let's show everything that happened. So a wagon was destroyed. This will show pretty much everything that happened throughout the sortie. Oh boy. And, oh, okay. A DFW of FA 60 or 46 was brought down by Maurice of Escadrille 48. So our wingman actually got a kill. Wow, look at that. And then the FE2 of Escadrille, FE2B of Escadrille 8 crashed as well. I think they may have been hit by an anti-aircraft gun. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad our wingman actually managed to take something out here. I do like it when my wingmen actually succeed. I will say I did do a lot of the work, though. It looks like that DFW was brought down way up here to the north. Yeah. And it was brought down, and the pilot was not injured. Fascinating. Okay, debrief complete. And yeah, here we go. Maurice. Good job, Sergeant Maurice. Next page. And finished. That is pretty much it. And we can see Maurice here, who has flown 4 sorties, has now shot down a single aircraft. So good for him. I'm glad he ended up getting the kill. Well, folks, that is going to do it for today's video. I do hope you all enjoyed it. I certainly did, and it does feel good to be back into IL-2. And I do want to get back into flight sims more in general. Anyway, folks, if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like, especially on the first video of a brand new series. It really does help out the channel. But until next time, this is Wolfpack345 signing off, and I'll see you all on the next one.